Okay, so 5 days ago was a very exciting day for me and the future of this YouTube channel, as it was new bike day, and as all mountain bikers know, this is like the most exciting day on the calendar for us. Maybe except Christmas, maybe new bike day even tops Christmas, but I got the Orange Factory 5. So in this video I'll be doing a parts rundown and also like some things you can expect from this YouTube channel based around the bike, some content, some riding videos, some things like that, so make sure you stick to the end for those. And thank you for choosing this video, and I hope you enjoy. Okay, so starting the cockpit is a P&W range bar, and no other reason that I chose this was it's quite cheap. I really like the design, and it's just a good quality bar. Along the bar is Shimano SLX brake levers, which are really nice to use. You can do one finger braking with them. I had to adjust them a bit, point them down so I could do one finger braking, but they're very nice, they're good quality. Filling in the grips are some DMR Death grips, which are my go-to. I had them on my old bike, I had them on all my bikes. They're just like the best grips out there in my opinion. One of my personal small highlights for this bike is the P&W loam lever. It looks really nice, it feels really nice, there's good grip on your thumb. I'd say it's one of the best dropper post levers out there. It leads to an SDG dropper post, which is also very good. I won't talk about that later in the video because there's nothing really to talk about. It's just a very good dropper post. It's very effortless to press in, then the dropper post goes up. It's just all very easy and very, like what a quality product should look like. I think it's what some companies should strive towards if they're looking to make a quality, well manufactured product. It's not just like it's not tat, it's not not a quality item. It is a very quality item, even though it may look a bit silly, some people may think, but it's genuinely a very, very solid dropper post lever. The last thing along the bar is some Shimano Dior XT shifters, which feel really nice to use. The shifting's really crisp and it's kind of effortless to shift. You just have to move your thumb a bit and they shift, and I just really quite like that. That you don't really have to think about it. Moving down the bike is one of the highlights for me. It's the Fox Factory 36 fork with 150mm of travel. It's coated in Kashima, which gives it the classic Fox Factory look, and it's just one of the best forks I've ever used. I used a few over on with higher bikes over in mountains in Wales and in Scotland, and none of them compare to the Fox Factory 36. It's just it's so plush, but then again it can be so firm when you want it to be. Personally, it's the best fork on the market right now, bar one of like the really, really high-end RockShox forks, but I think even then it could topple one of those in performance. It also comes with all of the adjustment features you could think of: compression, rebound, lockout, air pressure. It just comes with all of that, and as with Fox, it's always really ergonomic, so it just looks brilliant as well. To keep the fork on the bike, you have to have wheels, right? This bike comes with a great pair of those, the 27.5-inch Hope Fortus wheels with Hope hoops running through them. The Hope wheels feel really nice and look really nice. They're black and they give a nice sleek look around the outside. Along with the wheels are tyres, which on the rear I went for the MSC grippers because they're only £38. They're really quite versatile. They give good grip in wet and dry weather conditions, which is kind of the definition of versatile. And on the front is the well-known Schwalbe Magic Mary tyres, which are like the most versatile tyres out there. They're more expensive, like a lot more expensive than the grippers, but they just give so much more grip, and I think on the front it's more important to have that, because on the rear you can just kind of drift a bit if you do need to lock up the rear wheel. But I just love the Schwalbe Magic Mary. It gives so much grip in all conditions, and it's clear why it's got its name as like the best mountain bike tyre out there. The brakes that come on the bike are the Shimano SLX. They're really, really good. They suit people with more aggressive riding styles. Both of the discs come with the same 4-pot system. On the front though, the disc size changed, so on the front I have 203mm because it just gives you more power, more stopping power, which you kind of need more on the front. And on the rear I went for 180mm because it just gives you that bit of modulation, so you can have a bit of fun with the rear wheel. Switching over to the other side is the group set. This bike comes with Shimano Dior XT group set. It's very good. All of the shifting's crisp, as I mentioned, with the shifters, and it just all works very well. It all clicks into place and everything just works. You don't have to think about it. There's been no maintenance issues yet, touch wood, but I've also liked the way that it's not that expensive, and for a not that expensive bike product, which are quite hard to come by in the form of drivetrains, I think it works really well and it does the job. Another highlight for me is the other form of suspension, which is the Fox Float DPX2 shock. It's just brilliant. I mean, there's nothing else I can say about it. It's plainly brilliant. It soaks up all of the big bumps, the small trail chatter. It's just everything is soaked up by it. Even, I think, maybe the 170, 180, and even 200mm shocks on the rear would struggle to keep up with the Fox Float. I get that might be a bit of an exaggeration with the 200mm, but I genuinely think it could compete with 180mm because it gives you so much support through corners. You can lock it out for pedal bob. It comes with so many adjustments as well, like the ones that you think of really, the compression, the lockout, the air pressure, and as with Fox, as I said, it's ergonomic, so it looks great. It also comes in the Kashima coat, like the Fox Factory 36 that I have on the front, which it's just so nice to look at, and I love the shock. I'd say it's better than the Fork in terms of kind of low suspension travel. It's only 145mm I think on the rear, but I do think it could compete with the big boys. The cranks I chose were the aluminium Truvative Descents. They're very good, there's not really much to say about them. I like the look of them, the aluminium, they're not that expensive, so they're all round very, very good. I went for the Birchtech Mark IV composites as well, because I kind of thought if I liked them on my previous bike, why not get them on my new bike? And I just really like the look of them. I went for the black version, and they just look great. They're durable, they're Birchtech really. So to talk a bit about the frame, which is kind of what makes Orange famous, they have no chainstay. So this is really quite rare on bikes. It's not that rare, but it's quite unusual, let's say. It also has a one pivot suspension setup, which makes the suspension easier to maintain and easier to service. So to talk a bit about the future of this YouTube channel regarding the bike, there'll just be lots of content based around it. So there'll be riding content, there'll be monthly updates on how it's going. That could be in a short format or in a long format like this. And yeah, there's just it's opened lots of new opportunities and lots of new doors for me in terms of content, and that's why I think the bike was a great investment. So that's all I have to say today really. If you did enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like, subscribe, and also click that notification bell, as then you'll get notified every time I upload one of those future videos regarding the bike, which if you kind of liked the idea of, then you probably should do that, because then you can be first to the video, and if you comment something nice, I'll give you a heart, which is always nice. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.